Hey everybody, welcome back to Vedic Sage. I'm Dr. Dhaliwal, and I'm excited to introduce to you one of my good friends, Lucas Miller. Hey nice. Lucas, thanks for being here.
Yeah, glad to be here, Mike.
Lucas is a student at the Ayurvedic Institute, and Lucas, one of the questions that I've been wanting to ask you, knowing that you're a survival guide within the wilderness, I wanted to know, basically, being in the realm of the elements, do you feel that that was one of the factors, pulling you into the study of Ayurveda?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with the medicine that's based completely on elements of nature, it just fit. It was just like a shoe that fit. So I'm happy to be studying this medicine.
Awesome. So tell me, when did you really get interested in Ayurveda?
You know, I think it's because Ayurveda is such an immense study. I think it even goes back to being a kid. I've never heard the word Ayurveda when I was a kid, but playing in the fields when I was a kid and being in the sunshine and knowing, for example, that sunshine's medicine, being out in clean air is a medicine. These things, eventually I stored these away, and it's led me here today, even today.
And the basic survival skills of being out in the wilderness is really about balancing qualities.
Absolutely.
And Ayurveda is really, instead of being a study of quantitative factors, as we know in allopathic Western medicine, really I've come to realize that Ayurveda is a study of qualities. And these qualities being the elements in nature. And here, just thinking that you've been traveling along the path of these elements perhaps gives you an insight while studying the field of Ayurveda.
Right. Yeah, so a big part of Ayurveda is understanding qualities. There's 20 major qualities in Ayurveda. We call them the 20 gunas, but you could just give them the name qualities and that works well. And then it's pretty much common sense. Somebody who has a cold, for example, they're stuffed up, they're dense, they're feeling a little chilled. There's not a lot of movement going on up there. Ayurveda treats generally with the opposites, and there's also other paths to treat it. But if you're stuffed up and cold, we don't want to put you out in the cold. Right. We don't want you to eat cold foods. We don't want to give you thick foods like chocolate ice cream or something like that. We provide the opposite. Right. And so this is common sense in Ayurveda, and it's the foundation of it.
But there's something profound in that simplicity.
Absolutely. And behind it all too, there's a huge sense of love and evolution. It isn't just, hey, we want to treat you, get on your way. It's, hey, we want to treat you so that you can be the best person you can possibly be in this world. There's something that's pushing us just past the treatment for growth.
So from a personal standpoint, what does Ayurveda mean to you, Lucas?
Ayurveda means I have a language to help understand and how to balance my life. It's given me a basic framework. It's provided a structure that I can say, yes, here's where I'm out of balance. Yes, here's where I'm doing all right. It's given me a structure to help understand things.
And last but not least, where is Ayurveda taking you?
Yeah, that's a great question, Mike. I'm not quite sure, but I'd love to work with education a bit more. I'd love to get it out there in the world. I don't want Ayurveda to be just a foreign word from another country. I really think that this culture is ready for it. The United States, the Western mindset, it's ready. We're needing it.
It's a wave of the future.
It's happening.
So Lucas, you mentioned basically the different elements in nature, and you mentioned even the racing or mobile quality of the mind. How would Ayurveda address that?
Right.
How would Ayurveda address that?
Well, that's a question that has a lot of different answers. Yeah. But on a real basic level, if we're not looking to buy medicine, we're not looking to go anywhere, things like pranayama, meditation are great. Or let's just, for example, let's look at the mobile quality of the mind. Sure. The mind's moving fast. You're trying to take care of the kids. You're trying to get food on the table.
Trying to survive in
right.
the day.
Totally. These are things that rattle us. They rattle the most of us. Yeah. Now there's something just as simple as going outside. Okay, so if we're moving around, and we need to get grounded, right? Yeah. That's the opposite quality of that. If it's mobile, then groundedness
something stable, grounded.
So let's go outside and lay on the ground. Let's put out a blanket. Let's take the kids outside and let's say, hey, we got 5 minutes. Let's just feel the sunshine. Let's feel our backs on the ground. Let's just chill out for a bit. That's a great way to begin to incorporate the groundedness or the earth element to counteract this winded.
So integrating with the elements, connecting with nature.
Right. It's just a framework to understand and to begin to relate. Okay, so if I'm fiery, if I'm a little too angry, then I need to cool myself down. If I'm too mobile, if I'm too windy, we need to drop that down and ground it out.
So from an Ayurvedic perspective, we know that there's 3 main types of individuals, right? Vata, Pitta, and Kapha.
Right.
Being a different combination of qualities, we can say, right?
Yep.
So would the management change and become more, I guess, personalized for each individual?
Absolutely. For example, Vata, we have someone who's very, very clear, and they have a lot of very ether. Yeah, totally.
Space.
They're like a monkey in a tree running around. They have a lot to offer. They can see from above. They're very empathetic people, but they also have they're not very grounded people. So then that's where that medicine is that we talked about earlier. Getting grounded, trying to find a way that you can provide structure and groundedness for a thing that's very mobile and very chattery. Whereas, for example, I'm a Pitta person, so I have a lot of passion, I have a lot of fire. And so I balance that by wearing cool colors, for example. I try to stay cool. I try to stay out of the midday sun, things like this.
So Pitta is more the fire element. You want cooling elements.
Right.
Vata being more the space and ether element, light quality, so you want grounding.
Yep.
What about Kapha individuals?
Kapha, they are the people who embody compassion and love, and generally they're strong people. They have frames. These are the football players. These are the people that look like moving mountains. They're just huge forces in this world. And for them, sometimes it takes a little bit of work to get them moving. So there's a little bit of sluggishness, but once they move, they're powerful forces. But when they get stuck, we need to begin to find things that fire them up. So we need to find out what they're passionate about, inspire them, get them moving. There's lots of different medicine, even ginger tea, because it's hot, it's moving, things like this.
Very cool. Well, Lucas, it's been insightful. Thank you so much for stopping by.
You bet.
How can we all get in touch with you?
Yep, so you can reach me through my email. It's windsandstars@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Yep, thanks, Mike.
Yep.